So new court filings have come up. Is this the ones I was looking at? Yeah. New court filings. This one's from April 9th from Little Rod. So, this is I think a declaration. I think this was an updated one. So I, Rodney Jones, declare, yeah, declaration. I declare, according to 28 USC, I have personal knowledge of the facts set forth herein, which I know to be true and correct, and if called upon to testify as a witness, I could and would competently testify thereto around August 2022. I received a call from Sean Combs and his assistant employee Frankie Stella requesting that I produce several songs on a rhythm and blues titled The Love Album. Before this conversation, I was invited to Mr. Combs' house in 2021 to produce on another project from September 2022 to 2023. I produced 9 songs on Mr. Combs' Love album. I also played several instruments on a few other songs as well. For 2 weeks in October of 2022, I worked at Combs Enterprise and Combs Global offices in West Hollywood, training engineers. All right, we're gonna read this here. Wait 1 second. I think I should move it up just so y'all could see it a little bit. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's move this up a little bit just so you guys can see. I think that's good enough for the people at home, right? Yeah, that's good enough for the people at home. So, I gotta be long winded for this. All right. It says, I lived with Mr. Combs for months at a time, spending holidays and birthdays with him and missing major family events. He was very demanding and would often deny my request to go home. I lived at Mr. Combs' residence in L.A., California, New York City, Miami, and Florida. I think we read this part. I think we read this, but we didn't look at the actual pictures of things. Yeah, we read the declaration part of it, but okay. So this is actually the flights, basically that he was on. That he's saying that Sean Combs was doing the sex trafficking on. So this is basically the updated version of it. So I witnessed the acquisition, used in distribution of ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and mushrooms. I witnessed Mr. Combs display and distribute unregistered illegal firearms. I witnessed Mr. Combs provide laced alcoholic beverages to minors and sex workers at his homes in California, New York, the Virgin Islands, and Florida. I witnessed Mr. Combs' chief of staff, Christina Coram, aka KK. That's crazy. That puts a whole new twist on Wiz Khalifa's weed, KK. That's something else. Instruct the staff to retrieve drugs so she could provide them to Mr. Combs for his consumption. I witnessed Christian Combs drug and sexually assault a stewardess while we were on the yacht. Mr. Combs rented. Uh, so remember that sexual assault that Christian Combs is in? He pretty much just said he witnessed Christian Combs sexually assault the stewardess. Hmm. Yeah, that don't look too good for Mr. Christian. That don't look too good for Mr. Christian. I witnessed Christian Combs drug and sexually assault a stewardess while we were on the yacht Mr. Combs rented in Saint Martin, and the Virgin Islands. The assault began in the makeshift studio on the yacht while I was recording Christian Combs auto tunes rapping. Wow, they keep mentioning that auto tune rapping to play him. I see. They just keep mentioning that. On many mornings while on the yacht, Mr. Combs, I worked out alongside him in the gym, which we saw videos of that as well. Him jogging on him on the bike and Diddy on the treadmill or whatever. I have videos of Mr. Combs and me working out on the treadmill with TD Jakes playing on the monitor. We watched TD Jake's sermons each morning during our workouts. At first, I thought it was admirable that Mr. Combs listened to sermons while working out until I realized he was not studying the message. He was studying the messenger's mannerisms. During our gym sessions, he detailed how he planned to leverage his relationship with Bishop T.D. Jakes to soften the impact on his public image of Cassie Ventura's pending lawsuit. And then, of course, the him saying he witnessed the Chalice Recording Studios shooting of G. This is pretty much in detail of everything that he saw, which he pretty much explained in the first original filing here. This is him posted with a drink and one of the sex workers at a party, excess drug use. In addition to Club Love, Mr. Combs required everyone working on the Love album to take laced shots of De Leon tequila. There was no way to tell him no. Mr. Combs felt anyone who refused to drink with him was suspicious and untrustworthy. At the time, I did not realize that he used the laced shots of alcohol to obtain and maintain control over the person consuming the alcohol. Mr. Combs was not the only person who pressured everyone to take shots. His chief of staff, Christina Coram, and her direct reports, DeForest Taylor, Frankie Stella, and the A&R for Love Records, Brendan Paul, and Muy Bien did so as well. And we have the drug and sex trafficking here. Throughout the duration of my time living with Mr. Combs, I personally witnessed Mr. Combs order his staff to bring him drugs and sex workers. This was a common occurrence, and he was never told no. Wow. And this, of course, all the dates that he had. He was forced to solicit different sex workers and hiring and bringing them. Look at this. All these different dates here. But real quick, I think it's important. I think it's important while we're on the subject, because I remember Jaguar Wright actually. Jaguar Wright was recently on the interview describing how the actual drug that Puffy has been moving around with in those pouches is actually even made, and not only that, she was also breaking down how it actually makes you feel, which was pretty interesting as well. She was saying how much it numbs you, and on top of you being numb, you're also sexually active and things of that nature. Just listen to what Jaguar Wright has to say about that Tucci drug that she was talking about.
See the guns. The cops did grub and cook it up, and they fold it into the cup. Because people was calling it 2 City.
There were so many cameras in his houses.
No!
That he was recording these
the J. Edgar Hoover of hip-hop.
Okay.
Y'all done seen him put on the pyramid with a skirt?
So let me ask you, when you hear that Cassie was told to hire male escorts to come and what they call freak-offs now.
Yeah.
Is that something normal that happens in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Freak-offs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody know that. I've been saying it.
Yeah.
How many times I got these niggas is wild.
So do you feel like people, when they hear pink cocaine, Young Miami has to bring across?
Wait, the Tusi.
Yeah, the Tusi. That's what they call it.
I found out. I talked to my drug guy. Because I wanted to be informed. Because people was calling it Tusi, that's calling it the Tunchi. I didn't know which one it was. So I talked to my drug guy, and my drug guy filled me in. And then it made perfect sense. Tusi.
Talk to him.
Drugs with Jaguar.
Let's talk.
Drugs education.
101.
So Tusi is the cocaine, but they take the ketamine and cook it up. And they fold it into the coke. Now, if you don't know what ketamine is what they call on the street Special K. It's a veterinary drug. It's a horse tranquilizer. Now, gay men have been using this for years. See, back in the day, if you went to a gay party or a gay rave, there were certain drugs that you would always find on hand. Viagra, ecstasy, Special K, and cocaine. Now, see, the cocaine keep you up all night, but unfortunately, it gives you limp noodle because of what the blood flow is. So who wants to fuck with a half-hard dick all night? So that's why you have the Viagra to make sure that the dick involuntarily stays hard while you're numbing your fucking self with the coke. Now, see, the ketamine, that's a horse tranquilizer, so that relaxes all your muscles. You could get fucked by 80 fucking ton gorillas. You wouldn't feel a thing. So now, your dick is gonna stay hard. You numbed up and you high. You got the ketamine in you so you don't feel shit. And then you add the ecstasy to put in the feeling that you've now blocked out. And now you got a party.
Freak off cocktail.
Yeah. So now, the Tusi, they done skipped. They done skipped all the steps. They condensed it.
Wow.
So you got the cocaine in there, and then you got the ketamine in there, and they say that some of the dealers add the ecstasy in there. Now the Viagra, you still got to take that solo. But with the Tusi, you got all of that. The gay cocktail.
Oh.
Off cocktail in the one thing. And the reason why it's pink is because they put the food coloring in it. They think, he think they got it from the Breaking Bad. You remember how they was making the meth, and they made it a special color, so they done that with the Tusi.
Wow.
It's the food coloring.
You think that...
As if you need more. When did high not get high enough? Like, I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, to the point where you have to fly it across, like, I need that here tonight. Can you get that here? Like,
I need that here. You got 3 drugs. Powerful drugs.
Which would explain why Puff has to keep it around in those pouches so much. Because he's pretty much addicted to the point where everybody around him has to keep it on him. Remember, Little Rod and Cassie both said that they pretty much had to carry it around with them at all times because he needed to have that at all times with him.
Coloring.
Shit. Okay.
You are numb. You are wired. You pop that Viagra. You a f***ing machine. You can anything. You can a brick wall, wouldn't even feel it.
I'm sure there's footage of that. Like,
real rap. Like, that right there is like, that's like, cut me open right now, man. I ain't even gonna bleed. Like, it's wild. Like, this Tusi shit. Now I see how Young Miami can take all that pressure. She on the Tusi. They be thinking these is over here like killing the game. They don't feel nothing. That's why they do it. Okay?
Young Miami put out a tweet a while back and basically was into it with, I guess, one of Diddy's other women.
Mm-hmm.
And she basically said, if I wanted you to eat my cat, Diddy would have had you on your knees by now.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that was really like her telling on herself before she knew things were going to hit the fan?
No,
like
I think that was her being herself because she's a dumb.
Damn.
I think she was just telling the truth because it's almost as rough as Nicki Minaj with females out here. I hear she lace front all the time. Snatching up and throwing them in her nasty ass twat. Like when I think of the title of her show, I'm like, is that what your victims be saying? Carisha, please?
Oh, man. Damn. Okay.
Please, Carisha, stop, Carisha, please.
So you're saying that Carisha is...
She's a predator no different than Nicki Minaj.
Hey.
She likes that shit. That shit turns her on. Wild bitch. And her in the sexy red and the Sukianas and all this shit.
So before we get, before Jaguar goes Jaguar, basically, let's also look at the fact that they issued a summons. They also issued a summons here. Now, this summons was actually filed today. It says a lawsuit has been filed against you. Within 21 days after service of this summons on you, not counting the day you received it, or 60 days if you are the U.S. or U.S. agency or an officer or employee of the United States described in Fed or Civ P 12A 2 or 3, you must serve on the plaintiff and answer to the attached complaint or a motion under Rule 12 of Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. The answer or motion must be served on the plaintiff or plaintiff's attorney, whose name is Tyrone Blackburn. If you fail to respond, judgment by default will be entered against you for the relief demanded in the complaint. You must file your answer or motion with the court. Looks like we going to court, love. Looks like we going to court, love. Mr. Diddy has been served with a summons. Mr. Diddy has been served with the summons. And this, like I said, this is just filed today. So I could only imagine how much is basically, how much he's pulling his hair out right now. This just got it filed today. Because that just means that, you know, Reggie Wright also went on record saying that he thinks an indictment is coming, as well as Suge thinks an indictment is coming. Sloan Bella also thinks an indictment is coming, or something is coming to him. This could be that. This could very well be that.